Well, hey, welcome everybody to It Is Time, July 20th. This is orientation, the kickoff of the Certified Capture Manager program. I know some of you have been waiting for months and months and months. I know Stephanie has probably waited a long time for this to get going. But welcome everybody to our session here. This is an amazing cohort. We got our coaches on, we've got all of our students on, and we have other folks that wants to be on as well. And we have members of GCA that's going to be joining us as well. So lots of amazing companies and entrepreneurs that's going to be a part of this cohort here. Let me pull up our agenda and let me start there. And let me share my screen. And let me start off with the agenda, and then we'll go through that, and then we will. Everybody will get a chance to do a little introduction of yourself as well in a second. All right, so this is our agenda. We will, in a few seconds, we're going to do introductions of our instructors and our coaches. And then all of you who are students of this cohort of the CCM or Certified Capture Manager program, you'll get a chance to share a little about yourself. As you're preparing to share, I want you to think about, when you're sharing, I want you to share who you are, something about your business and what your business is about, and then something unique about you that very few people know. Like if you are a former Olympic gymnast, or maybe you're a author, or something that very few people know, or you want us to know something unique about you. And also tell us where you're from, so we kind of all get a chance to kind of get a reference point of where you're from. So tell us about you, your business, something unique about you, and where you're from. So we'll come back to that in a second. And then we're going to introduce the Myra CCA scholarship winners. We're going to assign teams, and then we're going to talk. I'm going to have a few people share about their experiences in this program here later on. And then we'll also talk about the program itself and expectations, what is capture management and why it is important to you. We'll cover the 5 Ps, the 12-step methodology, and review all the software, the tools, all of the resources that's going to be available for you during this program here. And we're going to assign a little bit of homework, not a lot yet today, but a little bit of homework. That is our agenda for today. So with that said, I'm going to introduce our coaches. And, we've got some amazing coaches here. This program here has been around for, we've graduated 76 students from this program here. Many of them are out there building their companies, very successful, winning government contracts now. Some of them have gone on to become capture managers for other companies. And a few are in private practice doing consulting work in the government space and training, helping other people to learn about the government space as well. But tonight, these former students, graduates of the CCN program, they went through the same program you went through, and they are here because they want to help you to go through this program here. And with that said, I want to introduce our team from the Pacific Northwest, Ken Rivers, Dan Moffitt, Brandon Johnson, out of our GCA chapter in the Seattle-Tacoma area. So I'm gonna go ahead and Ken share about you, why government is interesting to you, and a little about the Northwest chapter, and then something unique about you as well, and then you can introduce the rest of your team. Unmute yourself, Ken.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm Ken Rivers, and I'm originally from Denver, Colorado. I came here by way of the military, decided to stay. I like government contracting. Probably for the most part, I'm helping a lot of people understand a new avenue and approach for their business to actually secure contracts for the long term. I enjoy working with people, so that's probably my biggest interest. Most exciting for me right now is we are opening the chapter here in the Northwest of the Government Contractors Association. So we are planting our flag here and moving forward. We had our grand opening last year, right before COVID. COVID hit a week later, so we're basically still in that process. Something unique about me. Probably hobbies. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to like doing ceramics. And my mother and grandmother used to cater, so I used to work with them a lot on catering. That should be all the questions, right? I think I hit them all. Yes. So I'd like to introduce my team. We've got Dan Moffitt and Brenna Johnson, and I'll go with ladies first. Brenna Johnson is she went through the Capture Manager course and did very outstanding in the course. She's got one of the highest scores in the course. Is one of our best coaches here. So go ahead, Brenna. I can't hear you.
There we go. My mouse is acting weird, so it's hovering and clicking and unclicking the mic. I apologize. My name is Brenna. I work here with Ken and Dan in the Seattle-Tacoma area, as he said. I'm the regional marketing director and, yes, a certified capture manager and a coach. Loved the class. I had a small business back in before the first bubble pop back in 2009. If I knew then what I know now, I would not probably have lost my business because I would have been much deeper into government space. I had some contracts, but I didn't understand the certifications. We would have been in 8A as Native American. I really wish, yes, I would not be coaching you. I'd be drinking a drink on a beach somewhere retired. So definitely a great class. Let's see. I also sling drinks at a place called McMenamin's here. I'm a bartender and an assistant manager while we do our startup because we still have bills to pay. And let's see, something unique about me. The other coaches know this because I've shared it before, but it is definitely something unique when I tell people that I was bit by a rattlesnake when I was camping, and it didn't rattle or anything. It just struck, and I spent quite a few days in ICU and on crutches for a month, which made my start of my senior year in college quite interesting, trying to get around campus. So that's me in a nutshell. Dan?
Okay. My name is Dan Moffitt. Ken and I met on the job here around, gosh, I was thinking about the other 10 years ago. And we have an interest in this. And he told me at the time his dream was to start up a company that was helping and teaching people how to get into government contracting and all the different ins and outs. My background is the military and then the civilian side of the federal government. I have a small experience in being trained on how to look at contracts and evaluate contracts and write up contracts and manage contracts. And also had spent some time as a contractor employee to the federal government. So that's what I bring here. And I'm also in the Seattle-Tacoma area, and we're working hard to boost our membership and have some of our clients and customers take the next CCM course sometime in the spring, probably. So something unique about me, among other things, as a hobby, I like to listen to old-time radio dramas, either actual recordings of older ones, or there's a gentleman in the Northwest region that writes brand new, fresh ones, but in the style of the 1930s and 40s. So I do that in my spare time when I have some time off, or when I'm just driving up in the car listening to Sirius. Okay, Abe, it's you now.
All right, Dan. Hey, thanks so much for sharing. And Ken and Brenna, these are your awesome coaches. They have helped businesses win millions in government contracts through what they do there and through GCA here. So I'm glad that you guys are here to help these amazing companies, entrepreneurs to succeed in their own rights. So at this time here, I want all of you to share a little about who you are, about your business, something unique about you and where you're from. So let's start with Annette, and we'll go from there.
I knew you were going to start with me. Can you hear me? Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm Annette Washington. I own AG Washington Web. We're a digital marketing agency doing websites and web design and online marketing, such as lead generation and business process mapping, things like that. Okay. I live in Renton, Washington, which is near Ken and in Tacoma, but not quite there. Let's see, something. Oh, okay. So I actually have a 27-year career in the food business, which actually started in Atlanta, but I'm also prior military and a military brat. I started 9 restaurants without any of my own money, and I wrote a book about it. So if you look up my book on Amazon, you'll see how to start a food business with little or no money down. And that's the thing that nobody knows about me. That's it.
What's the name of the book?
How to start a food business with little or no money down.
Oh, well,
It's circa 2015. Okay, I have not updated it because I'm not in the food business anymore. But it's still, you know, some of it's still relevant. I'm sure the links in it are probably dead, but anyway, it just showed how I did it.
All right. Well, hey, we have a little bit of technical difficulties because we have a whole bunch of other students that's supposed to be here, but they're all on a different link. And so I'm coordinating with my event coordinator there so that we can get them on in here as well. All right, so let's go ahead and next person, Kathy, you want to go ahead? Go.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Kathy.
Okay. And I currently live in Atlanta. I own a company called KB Disaster Consulting. It's an emergency management consulting firm. I'm pretty new in the space. I'm currently in AIDS other course, the GCA course. What's the course? AIDS? Your 6-month course. So I'm currently in the accelerator course, right? So I'm currently in that course, and that's how I found out about the CCM class. I spent 20 years working as a product development engineer for the auto industry and IT. And let's see, what is unique about me? I don't know how unique this is, but I became a basement landlord earlier this year. So I decided to turn my basement into revenue generating income for me, and so far so good.
So I'm going to send that to you guys.
All right,
well.
Kathy, hey, safe travels while you're in Texas. And glad you're joining this cohort as well. So up next, Shalonda Zachary.
How you doing? Hi, everybody. Shalonda Zachary. I am from originally from Indianapolis, Indiana. I live in Marietta, Georgia. I'm a wife. I am a mother of 10. My husband is prior service. He was in the Army. He was a Ranger. I've had the pleasure of being his wife as the government contractor. So he's done that. That's how I got into wanting to obtain my certification, because I have helped folks secure those government contracts without being certified, registered, or a recruiter. We just wanted to help some families make some money. So I found my niche in recruiting and helping families secure those contracts overseas for the overseas government contracts. Something unique about me is that I am a former state pageant contestant. I am a fashion show producer as we speak, and a poet and author. My business is independent talent consulting and small business developing and consulting. My background's in finance, so I think that kind of gives me a little bit of a leg up in this class that we're taking. I'm excited about it. I've kind of waited a few months to get started, but I'm here and ready to learn.
All right, well, glad you're able to join us, Shalonda. And then up next, let's go with Jason. Jason is he's a traveling entrepreneur, international entrepreneur. So go ahead, Jason.
Give me a little bit too much credit there, but thank you anyway. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jason Kim, as you mentioned, and I am not the proprietor, but the marketing manager at Living Tree LLC. We are a South Korean full-service consulting firm, and our business is in specializing in bringing our clients, normally South Korean clients, to greater engagement in global procurement markets. So, European Union, UNGM, multilateral development banks, and very recently we've decided to try our hand at engagement in the federal market space, that is the US federal government. So that's part of the reason I'm here, not only in this class, but in the United States, to see if I can facilitate that involvement, whether it be directly or through one of our partners. So something fun about me, I've been to over 60 countries, and I grew up in Sydney, Australia. Currently based out of Seoul in South Korea. So I'm here for perhaps the next month, representing our business interests here in the States. And I'm looking forward to learning, making connections with all of you, and providing insights where I can to my fellow classmates. And since I didn't mention it, my background's in consulting. So I'm looking forward to the class.
All right. Well, hey, Jason, I was understating it when I said you were international business. I mean, 60 countries. I mean, some of us, we're just trying to leave the United States of America. So, well, that's awesome. It's good to have you here. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Bez.
Session is running, you can still get in.
Hello, my name is Bez, and to Jason's point, one time I was sitting with it.
Hey, Bez, your audio is breaking in and out.
We asked them,
Yeah,
are you open to relocate? And they lived in Santa Ana.
Thank you, Amy.
And
yeah, Bez, we can't hear you, so I'm going to go ahead and go to somebody else and see if you could change out your mic, but we can't hear you there.
Okay, all the way to the
Bez, we can't hear you.
other
You're breaking up, Bez, and so I'm gonna go ahead and shift to somebody else. We'll get your audio squared away in a second.
Not see the screen.
Okay, so at this time here, let's go to Sanitra.
I'm also. Continue to ask.
Hey, Sanitra.
Questions. I can continue to share the link.
All right, well, Sanitra is trying to get on or trying to unmute herself. Let's go to Stephanie.
Hey guys, so I am Stephanie Addo, owner of ACJ Luxury Maintenance. My company offers janitorial, flooring, and painting services to the federal government, commercial entities, and local municipalities. I am a mom of 3, prior military, Army, and I guess, and I'm located in New Jersey, as we stated before. And fun fact, I guess, about me is my new hobby is flipping furniture. So I go and I like to restore furniture, paint it up with the help of my husband, carrying everything, thank God, and sell it on the local marketplace. So that's my fun hobby.
But I'm giving them the link, but they're being asked to.
Okay, let's hey Ken, I need you to do a little bit. I'm going to go and help everybody else get on board to this session here. So if you can kind of just have everybody introduce themselves here, that those that have not introduced themselves, I'll be right back. Unmute yourself, Ken.
Ken, you're muted.
Sorry, I'm so used to not being in there. So yes, so I can take care. So Willie, I think you haven't gone with you yet.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Willie Alexander. I am the owner of Alexander's Great Seasoning, which is a company that produces and delivers sauces, barbecue sauces, hot sauce, rubs, and spices. We're located in Burleson, Texas, right outside of Fort Worth. One of the things that's unique about me, I guess, is the fact that I retired in 2002, and here I am working. But I'm doing this because my wife was a caterer until COVID hit, and that gave us an opportunity to back out. And during that time, I was her grill master for about 8 years, and that's when I developed my first product. And it was such a big hit until I decided to turn it into a business. So that's why I'm here today. I'm at a point now where I think it's time for me to scale the business. I've won international awards on some of my products, and I'm just excited about being a part of this and meeting everybody.
Okay, appreciate it, Willie. Stephanie.
I did go already.
Oh, you did you? Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention. But, Tanya. Sorry about that, Tanya.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So my name is Tanya Charias. I work with Loomis Group. Our company provides real estate management, basically investment management, office relocations, and tenant relocation as well. I'm fairly new to the role that I'm in right now. I was in property management, and now I've transitioned into the business development specialist role and coming into government capture. And it's definitely an interesting realm, so to speak. I do very much like the opportunity to see how things work on the flip side, so to speak. And I'm looking forward to seeing what I can learn from all those that are participating, as well as our course instructor as well.
Okay. Anything unique or interesting about yourself you'd like to share?
I sing. I'm a singer.
Okay. Okay. Outstanding. Good. Okay. George?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jorge Rodriguez, or George Rodriguez. Call me out of the
All right, Jorge.
Fine. Yes, I own Staritech Medical Innovations, LLC. I'm located in Drake, Massachusetts. It's a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business, minority business enterprise. I started the business in 2019. Unfortunately, it was late in 2019, right when the business was about to take off. Unfortunately, we were hit by the pandemic. So it's kind of a punch in to get to my business when I started. The business niche is basically technologically advanced and unique medical products. I have specific items like a diabetic neural screening device. I sell type 1 collagen-based skin substitutes that are on the market. So it's basically a niche business that's very unique in the products that we sell. Everything from ENT to diabetes, pulmonary, respiratory, etc. I am a former contracting officer's representative for the Veterans Administration and Department of Defense, and former chief of sterile processing for the Veterans Administration. Graduate of the Veterans Institute for Procurement out of Maryland. Great program. If anyone is interested in knowing it, it's an excellent program to understand procurement in the federal space. I've been trying to sell to federal government for about 2 years, and unfortunately with the pandemic on top of everything else, it's been extremely difficult. So I'm happy to be here to learn more and probably gain some better opportunities. Again, what makes the business unique is the fact that I find products that are hardly anyone even knows about, and they have a lot of benefits to them, such as the diabetic neural screening device, which is unique to my business. and exclusive to my business as well, which is detecting the loss of protective sensitivity in hands and feet, which detects the onset of diabetes before it escalates to type 2 or type 3 diabetes. And that's about it. Again, located in Massachusetts, been here for about 30 years, originally from New York City. And don't ask how I lost my way and found myself in Massachusetts, long story. But here I am, and glad to be here this evening. Thank you.
Okay. Anything unique or interesting about yourself you want to share?
Really not much. I did over 20, almost 28 years United States Army, multiple combat tours. And I laugh with Willie because same thing, I retired in 2016 after 35 years of federal service. Learned very quickly it wasn't for me. Learned that the hard way, gained 40 pounds, was bored out of my guts and spending my bank account. So needless to say, I went back to work and found that, yeah, that's my home, getting back at work. One of the things that drives me the most is helping people. My experience in combat kind of wakes you up to the reality of how much life is worth. So I've been dedicating my time and charity to Boston Children's Hospital, Shriners Hospital, and now I'm including St. Jude as well. I'm also the director of the Veteran Business Owners Association, director of the Bedford VA chapter. We have chapters now that are starting to spread across the United States. And so I'm dedicating and volunteering and helping other veterans escalate their business and succeed as well.
All right. Well, you are definitely dedicated. All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Carrie.
Well, hello, Abe, and everyone there. My interest is in the capture management here. We have a company that we moved into Gwinnett County just before COVID, and we do HVAC work specializing in air duct restoration. We are doing a fair amount of DoD work. I've done a lot of bids, some of which have been accepted. Of course, as you all probably can relate, some of which aren't. So it's always good to be here with y'all, and I almost invariably pick up a tip or two that can be quite helpful taking these seminars. Thank you.
Well, good. I'm glad you're here. Anything unique about yourself and interesting you want to share?
Well, I don't know what would be of interest to the people here. I am an avid kayaker on a personal front, and very involved with an organization here in Atlanta called South Base, which is dedicated to energy efficiency and sustainability. I'm quite active in that group as well as this group.
Good. Outstanding. All right. Appreciate it. Let's see. Amy, you're next.
Hello, everybody. My name is Amy Wright, president of Agency Sourcing Solutions, and we're going to introduce two companies today. First, mine, and as well as my husband. He is here, Jerome Wright, with Alliant Medical. But as far as Agency Sourcing Solutions, we focus on advertising and marketing services. We've been in the business for a while, and we've had contracts with the Air National Guard, the U.S. Army, the Birmingham Housing Authority, and most recently we secured a contract with the Valdosta Department of Transportation. I am here to just sort of fine-tune my skills in understanding capture management, how I could be a little bit more effective. And I'll let Jerome give you some information real quick about Alliant.
Hi, my name is Jerome Wright, and the president CEO of Alliant Medical Transportation. We're a full-service healthcare provider of transportation. We provide transportation for dialysis patients, skilled nursing facilities, hospital discharge, wound care, and hospice. Oftentimes, we're asked to do additional work outside of those scopes, but we reluctantly recline. We're currently doing business with the federal government, Centers for Medicaid Services, CMCC, and SS, and looking to really look at the Veterans Administration and see what opportunities are there, as well as diversify into other areas as durable medical equipment. But as of right now, our core competencies are in medical transportation.
Ken,
All right,
you're
well,
on mute.
Yes, I'm muted. Yes.
it's awesome to have somebody
anything
that
you-
has won contracts to be part of this here. So that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And Ken, I'm going to go ahead and take over. So thanks for doing that. Chime in a little bit. My apologies to some of you who are joining us a little bit late here because we had 2 running sessions, one a GoToMeeting and one a GoToWebinar. So half went to the other group, and the other half came over here. So now we're trying to consolidate everybody to one place. So thanks for joining us. If you're joining us a little bit late, we were doing a little bit introduction of everybody. But for the purpose of time, if you did not get a chance to introduce yourself, we will get a chance to do it at a different time, just not right now, because we got to move on with the rest of our agenda to other items as well. Let me share my screen. I'm going to talk about the rest of our agenda for those of you that just joined us so that you kind of see a little bit of what we're going to be covering tonight. So for some of you who's joining us for the first time in our Certified Capture Manager program, this is our CCN program, and it is, we've graduated 76 students from this program here. Many of them are entrepreneurs. Some of them have gone out to be very successful in the government contracting space. And some of them are consultants in the space, and they use this certification to help other companies. And a few are business development, and they use this here to help other companies that hire them to go do capture management for those larger corporations as well. So this is our agenda for tonight. We've gone through the introduction. We've talked about our coaches. So at this time here, I want to introduce our Myra CSA Scholarship winners. And with that, I want to go ahead and congratulate Willie Alexander for being a recipient of the Myra CSA Memorial Scholarship. Myra, let me share a little bit about Myra. Myra was, yes, awesome. Myra was a founder of the Government Contractors Association. She passed away last year, last July, and very instrumental in helping the small business community. Many of you have got a chance to know her. She's just a champion for the small business community, and as such, we GCA want to honor her and her legacy and what she's done. Through the work that she's done, she's trained over 10,000 companies, helped businesses win over $900 million in contracts collectively with GCA. And so we created this the scholarship here in her honor, in her memory. For those of you that received this scholarship, I want you to kind of get a chance to quickly understand what this is, so that what a beautiful honor it is for you to be part of the CCN program because of the work that Myra laid out for so many of you here. So congratulations, Willie, as being one of the recipients here. And then we have 3 recipients. And then our other recipient is Sanitra Bogan. Sanitra, congratulations on being a recipient of the Myra CSA Memorial Scholarship. And then I know you guys will make her very proud. And then our third recipient is Andrew Brown. And Andrew, congratulations for receiving the Myra CSA Scholarship, and very proud of what you guys have done, but many, many more things, amazing things to come in the future. So with that said, let's move on to the next item. Let's give everybody a big hand, big thumbs up, since they can't hear you clap, but big thumbs up for all these recipients of the Myra CSA Memorial Scholarship here. Okay, so I want to talk about, I want a few people to share. We have a few graduates of the CCN program, and so I want to see if Charles is back on and Osaza is back on. So Osaza and Charles, if you are on, go ahead and unmute yourself and share a little bit about your experience in going through the CCN program, and what you did to, what you learned from it, what you did to be successful from this program here.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, Abe, for the invite. My name is Osaza Scott. I'm a licensed pharmacist, and I have to candidly share with Abe, and I tell him thank you every so often, and he can validate that. I send him a thank you, you're simply the best, or, you know, continue the great work you're doing. I was introduced to GCA by a colleague of mine who also nominating me for an award because I do work globally. I came to the program and instantly, the minute I heard Abe's agenda and his focus and priority for small business owners, I immediately understood the path that needed to be taken. As a member of GCA and past member of CCN cohort, and recently I completed a different cohort to help me get closer in winning government contract. I can't say and I can't emphasize enough how much the training, the camaraderie, the relationship building, what it has done for me personally, and as far as being a business owner. It's opened doors for me that I would not have even imagined existed. So kudos to Abe and my coaches and everyone on that. I see Dan on here. I see Ken Rivers. I've heard from both of you during the past cohort classes. Tremendous work all of you are doing. I can't stress enough being in cohort. Take advantage of everything that you're being coached about. Take advantage of building relationship. There's a company who's very successful now that Abe introduced me to. And just basically implementing the focus and priorities of the cohort class, that company is really taking me under their wings, and they're basically making sure they're coaching me one-on-one to get me closer to getting that past performances. You're going to learn about that, and to be a very, very, very successful person or individual or businesswoman in the government contracting arena. So thank you, Abe. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Ken. Whether you realize it or not, whether you were my direct coach, I took from every last one of you, and everything you spoke about is being incorporated. It comes together. It's going to feel like you're going fast, but it's okay. Pace yourself. You have a wonderful team here. And along with myself, if there's anything we can do for you, absolutely reach out.
All right, thank you, Asaza, for joining us tonight, sharing your experiences. Charles, are you on?
Yes, I am.
All right, go ahead and share a little about your experiences, the training that you received from GCA, and share us about that little first contract that you won, because I think that makes it very practical and how anyone can kind of get started.
Well, the the first thing that I'll say is that I don't know how anybody really could effectively jump from a standstill directly into the government level playing field without the type of training that's being offered through a program like this. So that's first. Second of all is that if you, to the extent that you really apply yourself, there's certain ways that the government buys, and if you line yourself up with it, eventually you're going to end up putting yourself right in the middle of a stream of money, which is exactly what we're doing. But with regard to specifically what he mentioned, he stated to me that when we met a little over a year ago, that you don't have to actually do what it is that you are putting out there to be your primary next code. You can actually make a decision that you're going to do any number of things, and you just manage contracts. Well, what that ended up meaning to me is that I don't do anything with office furnishings and that kind of thing, but I found a bid on the Fulton County, or actually it's called BidNet, and they're on there for Fulton County, and we looked up and found that the Fulton County Sheriff's Department was seeking a desk that was made by a particular manufacturer. So I looked it up and found out that, okay, well, I could go find that kind of thing. The price that I ended up finding it for was around $3,500 or thereabouts. In other words, I found a few different ones, but then I found a local vendor that's here in Atlanta, that's over off of Fulton Industrial, and they said that we would be able to get it from them, and they would actually deliver it installed for $3,650 or thereabouts. So that's what the number that stands out to me. So we sell the thing for a 10% markup, and which ends up being $365. So we made a full $1 a day last year selling this desk. But the main thing is that we're not in the desk business. All I did was find some place that I could acquire this thing, drop ship it to the dock, have somebody that goes to the dock and picks it up, takes it upstairs and installs it. Have a nice day.
And
So
if I can
lots
add
of
that,
things
I
can be
love
done
our
that way.
great past performance. So I wanted to just chime in and add that. That's kind of how we start, like building on our past performances to win those small contracts, leading to bigger contracts.
So there's so many things that you can do. So I very strongly encourage you to be very serious about this. And to the extent that you are, you will end up absorbing some things that will put you in a league that you won't have a lot of competition. I mean, it really sets you apart.
Hi, Charles and Osaza. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight, sharing a little bit about how the program has set you for the long-term success of your company. And sometimes you just need to start off with small little projects, build the past performance as Osaza shared, and get your business going that way. I'm going to share one last company and in terms of what they did and to kind of grow their company in the government market. So this is Sheena, and Sheena Parker. She came to our CCN program, and in the three months that we ran the program, she was able to win 5 contracts while she was in the program. In fact, the 5th contract, she said, "Abe, I don't know if I should take this 5th contract because I'm out of money. I can't run 4 projects at one time, trying to and take on another 5th project." And so, but I told her, I said, "Hey, if you win it, you got to do it." And so, so very, very encouraged that she was able to win 5 contracts in 3.5 months while she was in the CCN program. She is in janitorial, and we've helped many other companies all throughout our sessions here. I will share different stories about different companies, what they did. We'll do some case studies of what they did to be successful in the government market, and then what you can, and some of those things you can do it yourself as well. Okay, with that said, let's come back to our agenda. And so now I want to talk about what is the CCN program. And for all of you who joined us tonight, you're here because you want to learn how to be a capture manager. So let me go ahead and go into what is the CCN program and what it's all about. Let me to share about the CC program. I'm going to share a little about my own personal journey of how I got here. And I am an immigrant escaping the refugees of the communism as a refugee from Laos, and came to the United States, saw that this country, we got our little issues compared to everybody else in the world, but this is the most amazing country to live in the world. It's truly a land of opportunities where you can, set your dreams and go out there and pursue it. And so as such, I have started multiple businesses. I've sold 2 companies. In the last few years, I've been supporting, businesses in the government space. And since we've been doing this here, lots and lots of companies have become multi-million-dollar corporations. So it's been fun being part of their journey and being part of their story in terms of what they've done. So in the early days, there was no certified capture manager program. But what I decided that let me take all the things I know and let's create a program, a professional designation so that people can come and quantify it. And so right now we're actually in the process of finalizing taking the certified capture manager program into a major university, which is going to turn this here into a professional designation with their university. So that's happening in the very near future. But the CCN program is a culmination of about 4.5 years of information and putting it down into a 12-week process. So what you're going to be learning here is you're learning 3 years of knowledge. We shrunk it down into 12 weeks. So it will feel like it's very fast-paced. You're going to feel like it's so much information. You may at different times feel a little overwhelmed. Tonight is the orientation, it's the kickoff. So we're not covering a lot of heavy content tonight. But once we start next week, it's going to go by very fast. And you're going to feel like, whoa, slow down. but just hold on to the train because the train is moving after tonight. But this is a fun train. You will have a good time doing this here. You'll learn a lot. You'll feel a little bit exhausted at the end, but you'll have a fun time doing this here. And we do have a prize for the top students at the end of the program as well. So this is our the program here. Now, every industry has some type of professional designation. If you are a project manager, you can get your PMP designation. If you're real estate, you can get your real estate license. If you're an appraiser, if you're in quality assurance, you can get your black belt, green belt. There's a professional designation for almost every single industry out there. In the government market, there's none. And so as a capture manager, you are a business development person. If you're the CEO of your own company, automatically you are a capture manager. So we decided that we teach people how to win contracts. Let's quantify that into a program so that people can actually go through it and build upon their, either as a CEO of their own company or as a sales consultant in their own, for another company. We use that to kind of help you to do that there. So the first process started in 2016. We started as a certified federal contracting professional, and then we morphed it in 2020 to the certified capture manager. Now, for this program here, you have to earn credits, and every single week when we get together, you actually earn credits. To graduate from this program, you need a total of 80 hours to take the test itself. But every time you take a class with GCA, you earn hours. And then if you are like a seasoned professional, you've been in the government contracting for a long time, and you say, hey, I've been in this space, I want to quantify my years of experience into hours, we actually allow you to do that. We have boot camps, we have lots of different classes that earn you hours. For those of you who's enrolled in the official CCN program, you automatically will earn the hours by attending these classes for the next 12 weeks. So in this program here, you will receive, if you want to learn more about it, go to the capturemanagement.org. You can learn a lot more about the program there. And in this here, you will need to invest about 10 hours a week, 6 to 10 hours a week. You need this here because one is you're going to spend time with us in class. You also will, there's going to be homework every single week. For example, we're going to talk about creating your capability statements. That's your marketing literature in the government space. The government does not use brochures. They use capability statements. And so we're going to talk about it, why you need to do it, and we're going to give you samples. Well, part of the homework that week is you go and you create your capability statements. There may be another sessions where we talk about your website, that your website needs to look a certain way. It needs to speak to government buyers. And then we talk about best practices. And so you need to go have a government tab. And then you go and you fix your website. We're going to talk about building relationships with contracting officers. And the average buying decision is after 7 touches. We're going to talk about different techniques. We're going to talk about how to engage them from social media, how to engage them through email. We're going to give you email samples. We're going to give you lots of different resources like that. Well, at the end of that week, you go and you send some emails and send your capability statement, and you connect with different contracting officers. So every week there's going to be very practical homework, but then every week there's also going to be some study time. At the end of this program, you will take a course, you will take an exam. And so that's what this program is about. So 12 weeks of mastermind sessions. You will get the CMBOK, the Gov Fast Track software. I'm going to show you each one of these tools here in a second. And then after today, I'm going to set you up on all of these tools. And then I'm going to set your coaches up on it as well so that they can help you through the process. We're going to look at the GovLMS and what that looks like. You're going to, all of you enroll in this program, you will have a video course, which is about 12 hours of video training. Outside of what we do together, there's another video program for you to use it to supplement your knowledge. And so there's a video course. And then there's going to be a test portal. And then in week 12, we're going to do a a boot camp. And then we're going to do an exam. At the end of this year, we're going to take an exam. So altogether, it's going to be about 14 weeks. The official program is 12 weeks, but altogether, it's going to be 14 weeks that you're going to be in this program here. Let me talk about what these are. So let's talk about the Gov Fast Track software first. So the Gov Fast Track software is made up of our 12-step methodology. And this is the tool here. So let me, everything we do, we boil it down to the what we call the 5 P's. P plus P plus P plus P equals P. And then there's preparation, there's promotion, there's proposal, there's performance phases. So we take you through 4 phases. If you complete these 4 phases, you get to profit. Profit is the 5th P. Under preparation, there's specific steps, which are modules. So there's the assessment, there's a strategy, there's the education, there's a registration. And every week we're going to cover different steps. Now, altogether, there's about 920 steps or so. We can't cover every single step, but we will cover the key steps that you need to do in class, and then the minor steps, you can read that through yourself and then ask questions about those steps there. But let's take, for example, assessment. And under assessment, there's different steps that you should do. And if you scroll through this here, you know, if we get to, and along this way here, we talk about, you know, a lot of business infrastructure for your business. And you're going to see in here that in this here, there's going to be different steps that say, hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this here. And if you've done it, great, very simple, right? If you haven't done it, like for example, row 37, it says order your corporate kit. If you have not done that, then there's a link for you to do it right here. So all you have to do is click on this link here. And it's going to take you to this site, and you come on here and you're going to order your corporate kit. If you are a LLC, you click on this link here and you come in here and you order your corporate kit. Now you're going to be thinking, well, why do I need a corporate kit? Your corporate kit includes your operating agreement. If you are LLC, if you are a S Corp or C Corp, it has your bylaws. It has your stock certificates. It has your corporate seal. It has all of this here. And you're thinking, well, why do I need this here? Well, when you apply for your women's certification, you're going to need these stock certificates to prove that you own your own company. In the commercial world, no one's ever going to ask you for your stock certificate. You think that stock certificates are only issued for Fortune 1000 companies, publicly traded company. Well, no, you are a real business. You need to have stock certificates as well. And this is how you do it. Now, some of you, when you originally incorporate your company, maybe the attorney got it for you. And some of you, you may have used an online service and it came with this there. If you have it, great. If you don't have it, then go ahead and get it done. So that's really what we're going to be covering in the next 12 weeks. We're going to go through these modules here, step by step by step. Some of them you've done already. Some of them you have not done. And if you have not done it, then do it. If you have done it, then just mark off 100%, go to the next step, like E-Verify, row 67, 68 here. Talks about E-Verification. If you know what E-Verification is and you've done it, great. If you don't know what it is, click on this link and go get your E-Verification. Every business at some point will need E-Verification designation. And it takes about 10-15 minutes to complete this form here. And then there's another, when you finish this here, there's a little course through the U.S. Immigration Service site here. And it takes probably about 45 minutes to complete the course before you're like fully validated with your E-Verification number. So we take you through this here, these different things here, and some of these here, you won't know why you need it until you need it. So instead of waiting until you need it, we help you to do it in advance. Like for example, if you're applying for city or county bids, most of them will ask you for your E-Verification. If you're applying for federal, they won't ask you for it until you get to 50 employees or more. And so it just depends, what you're doing. We take you through these modules here. We get to promotion. We talk about promoting your business. We talk about marketing, building relationships. Then we get to proposal. We're going to talk about how to write proposal. We're going to teach you In this 12 weeks here, we're going to teach you how to find opportunities, how to write proposals, what are the different type of contracting vehicles out there. Under proposal, when you're building relationship and you're writing proposal, you need teaming partners. So we put in here teaming partners agreement, a general teaming agreement here. So if you look at this, we have a sample, a general team agreement, teaming sample here. We put in here a mutual confidentiality agreement. We put in here a specific teaming agreement. So lots and lots of different, in fact, in this software here, we have over 200 sample documents or templates, so that when you need something, all you have to do is up here, search and capture plan. You need a capture plan, all you have to do is put in capture plan, and it's going to pull up a whole bunch of different resources in here for you. And so this is a capture plan here. It's a 12-month capture plan. For those of you in the program, we're actually going to go and create this here together with you. So this is a capture plan. So we're going to identify the core areas. While you're in this program, we're going to cover what are your tier 1, what are your key areas that you should focus on, the things that you're really good at and you already know. Then we'll look at tier 2. Phase 2 areas or tier 2 areas are different NAICS code, different industry services or products that you're selling that you don't currently have and you want to expand into because it's so closely related to what you're doing. Then we talk about a phase 3 approach to your business in terms of different type of office. What Charles said. Charles, the only thing he knows about office furniture is the chair that he sits on and the desk that he has. Outside of that, I don't know if he's ever sold any office furniture. But one of his first contract was selling some office furniture to the county. So we'll teach you different methodology on how to go and do this here. And we're going to help you to identify key partners and talk about key strategies, how to do unsolicited proposal, how to build relationships and sole source contract and being a subcontractor. So this is your capture plan. All of these resources are in this software here. Saves you lots and lots of pain, lots of hours, lots of frustration because it's all structured, all in one place that guides you through it step by step by step like this here. So that's the Gov Fast Track software. Also in the Gov Fast Track software, there's going to be the homework section down here. And so every week when we get together, you're going to see that week 1, right? Today's orientation. So there is no homework, specific homework yet. What I'm going to assign some very easy homework to kind of get you ahead of everybody else at the end of today. But we're going to be covering every week. There's going to be homework, lesson 1. We're going to talk about week 2, assessment strategy. We're going to talk about all these different things there. So every week, the homework, the modules, it's already laid out for you. Now it's just a matter of doing the work. So for example, week number 5, we said we're going to cover rows 398 to 461. We cover a lot of rows in a very short period of time because there's over 900 rows and we have to cover it in 12 weeks. So we can't go slow. We move very fast through this here. You do not want to miss any classes. I know life happens. We do record all the sessions. So in the emergency type of situation where you do miss a class, you can watch the video to get caught up. But I don't recommend missing anything because you missed the support of the coach, you missed the support of the team. And so you want to make sure you attend every single session so that you can be on par at a minimal. Some of you, because the homework is already laid out, you can actually get ahead of everybody. And here's another beautiful thing about the classes. Every week, let me move this here. Every week, when we get together, if you look here, there is a link right here of the recorded session of the last cohort. So for example, even though this is not the recording of this cohort, we will also put the recording of each week's cohort in here as well. But this is last session, and this is the cohort. So if you want to go get ahead, for example, here in week 2, you say, hey, I finished my homework for week 1. Well, you want to get to week 2, click on this here. Click on attend, go to webinar. Come in here and then fill in the information here. And then you can actually watch the 2 hours of the previous cohort and talk about what we covered. So you can get ahead this way here by watching the last cohort. And then we'll cover this here. So this is the Gov Fast Track software. Any question about the Gov Fast Track software from anybody? I have not assigned anybody onto it yet. After today, later on tonight or early tomorrow morning, you will get an email from our partner company called Smartsheet, and you also get an email from us giving you all the instructions of everything you need to do and how to access Gov Fast Track and access all of the other training material. But any questions about Gov Fast Track? This will be one of the main modules that we're going to be using. And so this is that main module there that we're going to be using. Yes, we do cover proposal writing. I think Jorge had a question, or George had a question. We do cover proposal writing, how to break down a solicitation, read through the different parts, how to write a proposal. We'll actually, some of you will bring a real project, and we will actually work through it together, and we'll help you write a proposal through this process here. So that's the whole purpose of those modules when we get there. So let's go to the next item. The next item talks about unsolicited proposal. We do cover that as well. We cover unsolicited proposal in the course here as well. So let's go to the next module. So the next module is our Talent LMS, which is our GovLMS training. Now this here is your self-study. You will need this here to pass the exam. The exam is built upon these modules here. Now, these modules here take everything in the Gov Fast Track, all of these different steps here. And we're going to take these steps here, but what we did was we turn it into a learning management process so that you can actually come in here. And so, for example, module 1, your business structure, module 1.2. If you come in here in the homework section down here, we actually talk about week 1, which module you need to work on. So let me zoom out for a second. So you will see in here that week 1, we will be covering. Let me minimize so I can see the screen here. Okay. So week 1, lesson 1, we're going to be covering. We want you to get familiar with Talent LMS. And then next week, we want you to get started with session 1 and then session 1.1, 1.3. So when you're in here, you want to take module 1, 1.2, 1.3. So every week, you're going to do these homework here. And so if I click on, for example, module 1.4, these are the different things I'm going to be doing in here. And so when I click on one of this here, it's going to have a little bit of information. You read it and then you complete it, and it's going to give you a quiz. These are the things that's going to prepare you to pass the exam. You will not pass the exam if you do not do the LMS, because all of the questions derives from these content here. So if you just do the Gov Fast Track, and it's the same information in Gov Fast Track, but the information in Gov Fast Track is designed more as a blueprint, as a task list to do your homework. This here is designed as a way to transfer knowledge to you. And so when you do this here, that's how you're going to actually get familiar with the content and prepare for the final exam itself. So you see that there's going to be different questions. You're going to answer these questions here, and it's going to help you through the process. So this is the GovLMS. All of you will, will go through this here. It's going to be awesome. You do this at your own pace. And so we have class time, and then you also have this here where you do it at your own pace. So there's some things that we do together. You also will have a coach that you will meet with your coaches separate from every Tuesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. I think the event director said 1.5 hours is actually 2 hours because we have a lot of information. We won't be able to cover all the information in 1.5 hours. So always plan 2 hours for this session here. Once in a blue moon, we finish a little early, but that's very rarely that we will finish early. So this is the other tool. Any question about the LMS here? Now tonight, I'm just showing it to you, so you kind of see it, get exposure to it. You will get a chance to. I'll set you up so that you can go in and actually start the work itself. Tonight, we're just showing you what the modules are and what you're going to be doing. Next tool that we're going to be using is the video course. Now the video course is here. So this is the video course. We actually sell this video course here for $2,000. But for those of you that's enrolled in the CCN program, you get this here as part of your enrollment costs. Now, some of you are members of GCA, and we allow our members to attend these classes. Our students pay $5,000 to be in this program here, but as a member of GCA, you have access to the training, but you don't have access to all these tools here, like the software, the Gov Fast Track, the LMS, the video course. You don't have access to these things here because this is a $5,000 program. But we extended the actual 12-week training part, the class itself, we extended to you just because you're a member of GCA. We want you to get the knowledge, but if you want the tools and you want to be able to take the test and qualify to be in the CCN program, you need to officially enroll in the program. And to enroll in the program, you need to go to capturemanagement.org and enroll in the program. In fact, it says July 20th is a deadline, but we actually allow you to enroll all the way to the 27th because that's when the first official session starts. So you can still enroll all the way to the 27th, and this covers all the things that I've shared about in terms of what you're going to be receiving here in this program here. All right, where was I? I was talking about the video course here. So the video course for those of you that's in the CCN program, these are videos, whereas the LMS has a lot of text and a few videos and lots of and some audios. This CCM portion here, the video course itself, the title of this program is How to Win Millions in Government Contracts Without Having to Write Complex Proposal. That's the purpose of this course here, because proposal is usually a barrier for many entrepreneurs in terms of, I don't know how to write proposals, and I'm afraid of the government market. I won't get started because of proposal itself. Well, so in this course here, we share with you a lot of knowledge, but we share with you different ways of how you can get started where you don't have to write a complex proposal. Now, the key word is complex, right? We show you how to do very simple proposals because there's we call this your government contracts. Everything is a contract. The RFP and your proposal, when it comes together, it forms a binding contract between you and the government. That's what we call it, government contracting. The RFP, the proposal is that contract that binds two organizations together. So in this video course here, we take you through about 12 hours of training, and these are the different topics in here. This will also help you to not only build your knowledge in the government space, prepare you a little bit for the exam, but all of this is easy because it's done through video. And so when you come in here, you can actually, it's done kind of like, there's different modules on the left here, and then there's videos here. And so you just play the video, and then the video comes on, and then when you finish the video, so when you finish the video, you just click next, and then it takes you to the next lesson and to the next lesson. You can kind of, it will automatically save when you hit next. It will automatically save this here so that you can kind of move on to the next section. So this here is at your own pace. This one, you do it. We don't actually grade this one here. This is kind of like a bonus for all of you. We will give you bonus points when you do this here, but it's not part of the curriculum in terms of because it's 12 hours and we know you're limited with time. So this is kind of like you do it to earn bonus points in the program, but it's not an actual part of the mandated curriculum to complete this program here. But this is a bonus. This is a $2,000 course. You get it for being part of the CCN program. The Gov Fast Track software, this is a $2,000 software that we sell also. And then there's all the different tools. All together, there's about $10,000 worth of software, tools, and training that you're receiving here. And so this is available for you to help you build the knowledge, get the practical knowledge that you will need to be successful as a government contractor. So I have a few questions. So let me address a few of these questions here. So Amy asked a question, in this program here, these next 12 weeks, will you learn marketing strategies and research process? Yes, I love research. I have visited over 20,000 websites, Amy, and you see all these different links over here. Let me kind of go through here. All these different links on the Gov Fast Track. These are some of the best links that's out there, resources that's available out there. I've aggregated and put it into one place so that you don't have to go through all these different sites. You see all these different sites in here. It's available for you because I know that you need this here to support you and your growth in the government market. And it's, so yes, there's a lot of research. We'll teach you how to do research for yourself. We'll also teach you how to, I think your other question is how to do marketing. Yes, we actually teach you how to do marketing, how to, what to say in an email. We actually give you email templates. So if you go in here under the marketing section down here, let me get to promotion. So under email marketing, we actually give you email samples in here. So we give you email samples in here of what to say, how to say it. And so we actually give you sample emails in here. Now, again, these are examples. You don't want to say exactly like this here, but you get the idea of how to say it. And we give you samples if you're looking for a sole source contract, what to say. If you're doing a follow-up email, what to say. If you're trying to get a meeting with someone, how to ask for a meeting. So all of that is in here as well. Other questions? Other questions about the program? Okay, so let me continue. Now, as we go through these, let me come back to here. Let me answer a few FAQs here. The CCN program is a $5,000 program. Can you miss any of the lessons? I addressed that earlier. You don't want to miss. In fact, if you miss 2 sessions, if you're officially in the program and you miss 2 sessions, you you're going to fall behind. If you miss 3 sessions, we're actually going to ask you to leave the program because you're going to be so far behind that your coach, it's impossible for your coaches to get you caught up. So if you're in the 12 weeks program, now if you are a member of GCA and you just come in to learn, you can come, I don't recommend bouncing in and out because you're not going to get the maximum value. So come to all the sessions. But for those of you officially enrolled in the program, yes, you don't want to miss any session. Do you get a refund? This program, we actually have to bring coaches, use a lot of resources, so there is no refund in the program. Is this program accredited? The CCN program is accredited by GCA, the Government Contractors Association. We created the program. There is no other program like this here out there. In fact, it says 43 here. It's actually 76 professionals that we've graduated from the program now. We are in the final stages of turning this here into a university professional program as well. And then our goal is to really roll this out and start to train a lot of capture managers that's out there because there is no professional organization for them to be a part of. So I'm going to take a second and I'm going to talk about what is a capture manager, because that's what we're going to be talking about here, right? This next 12 weeks is all about being a capture manager. So let me start here. All right, which screen do you guys see? You guys see the main screen or the dual screen?
Which market are you in?
Okay. All right. So there's the B2C market, there's the B2B market, and then there's the B2G market. And the industry that we're in here, this is the B2G market, the business to government. It's very different. It's different from the commercial world. It's different from everything else. Our goal is to make sure that you get comfortable with the B2G and how it's different from the commercial. Now, within the government, there's also the federal, there's also the SLED. Now, who can tell me what SLED is? Anybody? You can put in the chat here or unmute yourself and chime in. What is SLED?
State, local, educational.
Absolutely. Now, was that Carrie?
D, what's the D? Oh, no.
State,
local, educational.
Yep, state, local, and education. So, for example, state is 50 states, local 3,000 counties, 35,000 cities, and municipalities in the local. Education is like your county school system, your university school systems. All of that is under education, and they all have a procurement process. They all buy from businesses like you. So we're going to cover those things here as well. But a capture manager is business development. That's really what capture management is. As an entrepreneur, you are by default a sales manager, a capture manager, a business development manager. Now, business development is not exactly the same thing as sales. Sales is just the process of closing a client or closing a deal, whereas business development is the totality of marketing, advertising, developing relationship, developing the sales process, inbound marketing, outbound marketing. It's more comprehensive than just closing sales itself. But capture management is like that in the government space. And as a capture manager, you're really in charge of directing the pursuit of contracting opportunities. So it's very similar to business development. The difference is the commercial world, business development is a short cycle. In the government market, capture management is a longer process. When a contracting officer puts out a bid and you see the bid hit the street, well, guess what? They've been working on that for 6 months. Sometimes they've been working on for 6 years, depending on how big that project is. And finally, it's time to hit the street. So they identify the need, they create a budget, they forecasted when they're going to spend the money. They got together and wrote the original draft of the RFP or the bid. Then they put it out for you to consider it. So by the time it gets to you, they've already gone through 6 months, 12 months of work, and then you see it, and then you decide to. They give you about 2 weeks on average. Most bids is going to be about 2-3 weeks. Some will be a few days. Some will be 7 days, 10 days. But most of the time it's going to be about 2 weeks for you to write a proposal. So by the time you see it, that's 2 weeks. But then when you submit your proposal, it could take them 3 weeks to review it. It could take them 3 months to review it. So this long process, that's what we call capture management. It's the life cycle of the bidding process, and now we call it capture management. So now you understand what it is. So there's many disciplines involved in the capture team. This includes your marketing team, your sales team, it includes your pricing, your cost estimation team, it includes the proposal writing team, it includes the fulfillment team, the team that's going to execute the work. As the capture manager, you're also responsible for making sure that things are being, that there's compliance with it. Now, you're not doing the compliance yourself. Like, for example, if there is someone to implement CMMC, I think someone on here, you mentioned CMMC earlier. CMMC is the new cybersecurity requirements that every government contractor must implement at some point in the near future. Now, right now, you're not required to do it yet, but in the very near future, if you don't have it, you won't be able to bid on the contract. In fact, CMMC will be the most important certification in the next 5 years. More important than women-owned certification, more important than HUBZONE, more important than service disabled veteran-owned small business certification, more important than 8A. Yes, I said that, more important than your 8A certification. If you do not have CMMC certification, you will not be able to bid on contracts, period. So that we will cover that in the program and what you need to do to prepare for that as well. But that's part of compliance. So as a capture manager, you don't have to be a cybersecurity expert, but you need to understand how to. And so you need to get this cyber team to do the compliance so that you can make sure that the project is successful. As a capture manager, your goal is to make sure that every project is successful. That's what we're going to be teaching you these next 12 weeks. All of these things here. We had a question come in. One of the questions said, will CMMC be required for subcontractors? The answer is yes and no, Carrie. It depends on the prime. So if the prime has a contract that has there's different 5 levels of CMMC designation. There's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Most of you will just be level 1. And here's what I mean by CMMC. Level 1 is something very simple like this here. Do you have a password? Do you change your password every 3 months? If somebody leaves your company, how do you maintain access of security for that person when they leave? What's your exit plan? How do you control your laptop? Do you have, and so it covers very basic. Do you have a virus software on your computers? Very basic things. And then if you get into level 2, 3, 4, 5, it gets to more complex things like level 3 is, do you have access control on your door? People can't just walk into your office at a different level. And so if you implement if you go after certain contracts, the prime may be required to do a level 3, they may require you to do a level 1. If a contractor is a prime is at a level 5, now level 5, I would say 99% of you will never need level 4 or 5. Most of the time, level 3 is going to be where you're at. It is a little bit more complex than level 1, but we will do a class. I will bring in a team of CMMC and cyber expert to share. And during this class here, I will bring in someone because that's super important I'm going to bring someone to kind of educate you guys about that, how you can implement it for your business, when you should implement it, and so forth. Now, so the answer is, do you need it as a sub? The answer is, in some instances, yes, and in some situations, no. But here's why I want to encourage all of you to get it in advance before you are required to do it. So, for example, let's assume that you are a subcontractor like Carrie. You do HVAC and duct cleaning and so forth. Let's say you're doing HVAC and you're doing it for Turner Construction, or you're doing it for one of these large construction companies out, and it's a government contract. Guess what? Because the blueprint is considered what they consider QE, CUI, control information, control unclassified information. And so the blueprint is considered, it's not top secret because it's a public building, but the blueprint itself, they don't want that to fall in the wrong hands. So the main prime may be required to do a level 3, but you may be required to do a level 1. And so if you do a level 1, this is the advantage of why you want to do it before everybody else. When that prime wins a contract, level 3, and their subcontractor, they're required to mandate that their sub is at level 1. Well, guess what? Most of their sub have no level designation at this point here. So if you've been trying to get onto with a large construction company, Carrie, and you guys like, man, we want to displace that other company. Well, by getting your designation and the other companies don't have it, that prime is going to be forced to look for a company that does have it, and that's your opportunity to become to displace the incumbent and become the new favorite go-to company by that large construction prime company there. So does that make sense?
Yes, that's great. Yeah. In fact, it's funny because I'm bidding something with Turner just this afternoon.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So right on.
Better get ready.
So yeah, so in the near future, every company will need to have it, but you want to be first so that you can displace other companies. So that's part of compliance. And as a capture manager, you don't need to be a cyber expert, but you need to understand it so that you can help someone to implement it. And then you gotta, make sure that there's legal involved in the process, and many other different support group as well. As a capture team, these are the different personnel that you're going to be working with. Now, your goal is to develop a capture plan. As a capture manager, part of your goal is to create a capture plan. And your capture plan is to help create revenue for the organization. And then you also will source out opportunity. As a capture manager, we're going to teach you how to go find opportunities, how to identify major opportunities and small projects so you can kind of get started. We're going to teach you how to evaluate a go or no go. In fact, part of the tools and the software that we're going to give you includes some of these here. What does CMMC stand for? It's 2M actually, Amy. CMMC, Cyber Security Maturity Model Certification. Cyber Security Maturity Model Certification. That's what CMMC stands for. And so we're going to help you to understand, is this a go or no go on it? And then we're going to help you to think through creating your Dream 100. There's over 85,000 agencies out there. You can't go after every single agency. You have to focus on your Dream 100. So part of during this 12 weeks, we're going to help you to create your Dream 100. One of the questions about CMMC says, how often do we have to recertify? They haven't fully disclosed all of that yet at this point here, but some of the early comments have been that it will be you get your designation once and then you recertify every year. So that's the early conversation. But right now it's a moving target. And so they may change it down the road. I think level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will have different type of recertification process, like a level 1. If I remember correctly, some of the conversation have been that level 1 may be for a longer period of time, and level 5 may be like every single year. So it's a moving target in terms of CMMC. The as a capture manager, you want to look for your teaming partners. We'll teach you how to find teaming partners so that you don't have past performance. Almost every project will require past performance. You're a brand new company, or you're new as an entrepreneur in the government space, you don't have past performance. Well, we're going to teach you how to find past performance. So that's part of the process. And then we're going to teach you how to build relationships and how to put in place subcontractors or primes and different partners that you will need, government agencies, end users, contracting officers, small business specialists. We're going to teach you how to do that as well. Part of another component of being a capture manager is that you're going to create a proposal strategy, what we call your P-win, right? Your percentage of win, or your win strategy here. So if your win strategy is too low, you might not want to bid on it. And there's different factors that determines your win potential. And so we'll cover that and teach you how to determine whether you have a chance to win or not. We're going to cover pricing strategy. We're going to talk about different type of costs, different firm fixed price from cost plus and building your own pricing model for your company. We're going to cover that. As a capture manager, you need to know how to be competitive. We'll teach you how to do research on your competitors' pricing. So if you have a competitor, you will know in most industry, we're going to teach you exactly how to find the pricing of your competitors. In fact, we're actually going to show you how to get a copy of a proposal that your competitors submit. So now you have your competitor's proposal. Well, will that help you? Absolutely, right? If I can show you how to get a sample proposal of your competitor that does exactly what you do, and often those proposals, the pricing is available. Now, sometimes they may redact that, but sometimes they don't redact it. And so you'll actually see your competitor's pricing. You'll see their management plan. You'll see their technical plan, or technical approach. You'll see some of the quality programs that they have. So you'll be able to see your competitors. So we're going to teach you pricing strategies and proposal strategies in those regards. And then as a capture, you got to know how to close a deal and support the internal external team so that you can close the deal. Then ultimately you help make sure that the project is complete, that the execution team will do the work and get done with it there. As a capture manager, you also have to understand that capture management is not contract management. Contract management is very different from capture management, whereas capture management is the pre-award. So capture manager has to do with winning the contract, or what I call the pre-award phase. And so you manage everything in the sales cycle so that you can win a contract. Contract management or contract managers is post-award. It's performing on the work and fulfilling the contract itself. So they're not the same thing. Now, some capture managers, they know how to do contract management also. Some contract manager knows how to do capture management. But they're two very different roles. One is pre-award, winning contract. One is post-award, executing on the work that's been won. Any questions about what we've covered so far?
Hi, Abraham. How you doing?
Hey, go ahead.
But the certification applies across the board, right? It's across the board for any industry, for my business across the board.
The capture management program that you're in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The certified capture management program, it teaches you how to win a contract, and we'll teach you how to win every single contract from federal, state, local to commercial. We'll teach you all those things there. Every industry.
Okay.
So to me, I'm industry agnostic. So if somebody comes in here, like I had a lady, she came and she said, Abe, I sell cookies. That's all I do. I bake cookies. I don't do anything else. And I said, well, I don't know if I can help you because I don't know how much the government buys in cookies, right? And I said, okay, well, before I say no, let me go find out how much cookies they buy. So we did some research, and there was a military base, I believe it was Fort Benning.
Okay.
Every single Sunday morning, they want to buy 10,000 fresh baked cookies.
Wow.
They don't want to buy from Kroger. They don't want to buy from Publix. They don't want to buy from Walmart. They want fresh baked cookies. And so they order 10,000 cookies every single Sunday morning.
Okay.
So if they buy cookies, I'm pretty sure I can teach you how to sell anything else. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay.
All right. So let's continue here. If you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself and chime in or put it in the chat area there. So as a capture manager, you need to know, one of the key things that you need to know is what are your past performance? The company that you work for or your own company, what's your past performance? You have to build the past performance. And then you also have to know how to research opportunities. We're going to teach you how to email, how to market to prospects, how to develop a marketing plan, and then how to set up schedules and create timelines, assign tasks to your team. Some things you will do yourself, but some things you're going to facilitate and support the team. And then we're going to talk about setting up meetings and going out there and networking and where to go to network. There's a lot of different networking events, and some of them are virtual. And then right now we're starting to get back into a in-person type of scenario, but with the Delta variant out there, I don't know how far we'll go in that direction. But I haven't done outside classes in terms of in-person classes for a year and a few months. In the last few weeks, I've done 2 in-person classes. I went to AFCEA, did a class there, and I also went to a group of entrepreneurship for women and did a class to about 35 students there as well. And so we're slowly starting to get out there, networking events and different things like that, in-person type of things. We'll teach you how to find those events, what to say when you go to those events, what to take with you when you go to those events. And then we're also gonna, these next 12 weeks, we're gonna show you how to find pre-bidders conference so that you can attend those. And some pre-bidders conference are mandatory, some are not. And what to say when you attend those, and attending debriefs. So there's different type of debriefs. Debrief is a very, very important tool. Now, can anyone tell me why debrief is one of the least most powerful used contracting tool? Why is debrief so important? Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out how to. I don't have my screen. I got my screener, but I don't have like a hand raise or anything on my screen, Abraham.
You just chime in.
Okay. But speaking from a debrief from a military perspective in the Army, we use a debrief to do an analysis of what happened, what was our intention, what do we plan on doing, what do we do, and what happened. And then we look at those 3 things, and then we figure out what could we have done better. And going forward, and it's just always it's an improvement tool to make us a little bit better, a little bit more efficient, and to also acknowledge the stuff that we really do well.
Absolutely, yeah. So as a entrepreneur, when you submit a proposal, you don't win. You can ask. You have 3 days to ask for debriefs. We're going to teach you how to ask for debriefs. Your debrief is considered what I consider a guarantee appointment with the contracting officer.
Okay.
Very powerful tool, but most people don't use it. Most people submit a proposal, they don't win. This, oh man, I lost, and they go about life, right? But that debrief is your guarantee appointment with the contracting officer, because they have to give it to you, unless now there are some contracts where there are some FAR clauses that they do not have to give you a debrief if they choose not to. But for most standard contracts, you're required to give you a debrief if you ask for it in 3 days. And if you have to ask for it in writing as well. You can't just make a phone call and ask for it. Now sometimes they do give it to you that way, but we use debrief as a guarantee appointment, and it's a very powerful tool. And so we'll teach you those techniques and how to do that. Now, there's different type of debriefs out there. I'm only talking about the debrief where you lose so that you can go and learn what you can do better. But when you do win, there's also a debrief for successful bid as well. And then we'll teach you in terms of how to, attend, client strategy meetings and so forth, and many other different things that you need to do as a capture manager. We're going to teach you the 10 steps that contracting officers go through. And today I'm not going to cover all 10, but I'm going to highlight it to you. We're going to talk to you about the need, the budget, the forecast, the market survey. Most businesses wait until step number 5 in the solicitation. We'll teach you how to craft the requirement in the need stages so that you write the specifics of what that project is going to be about. If you can write the specifics, guess what? You're going to be the most qualified company to bid on it. And then we'll talk about the rest of the 10-step methodology that contracting officers go through as well. And then we talk about the 12 steps that you have to go through. And you have to go through 12 steps. And so in the next 12 weeks, we're going to teach you 12 steps that you have to go through, from assessment strategy to education to registration to image marketing, relationship building, opportunity sourcing, proposal right, performance, compliance, and closure. These are very, very important steps that you're going to be learning in these next 12 weeks. This is what's going to set you apart from everybody else, understanding these 12 steps here.
Abraham.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have a couple of questions regarding what you just covered. This is Jerome Wright, and one of the questions is that I know you mentioned about developing teaming partners in order to build capacity, but what about if you're into pipe fittings? And do you share with us how do we source those pipe fitting pieces in order to meet the DoD, I guess, compliance? Because I was also understand that there's also a ISO 9001, which is a management strategy process that governments are looking at as well. So I kind of asked two questions. One is that do we go over sourcing, like ThomasNet would be a good sourcing tool, database? And secondly, how important is the ISO 9001 now and moving into the future?
The ISO 9001 is when you become a little bit more of a mature company. So as a newer company, and it depends, if you're doing $10-15 million, then I say it's very important, let's get it done. And so what I would do in that situation, I'll introduce you to a specialist that's what he does. He trains company, he evaluates company where they're at in their management and manufacturing process and operational process. So he'll come in, he'll give you the weaknesses, some things that you have on right, and then he will prepare you so that you can actually get your designation. That process, depending who you use, it could be, if you bring an outside person, it could be anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 to help you implement that process and get it ready. For most of you, you don't need ISO 9001 at this point here. That's for a little bit more mature, medium mature companies. Now, some of you are in industries that those things may be very important. If that's you, we can kind of talk more about it in the program itself. But that's more of a tier 3 type of approach in terms of those things there. Those are more optional. Like, for example, we're going to talk about GSA schedule. GSA schedule is not a tier 1 strategy for me. So I talk to you about it. I show you what you need to do when you're ready for it, but I don't walk you through getting your GSA schedule during this 12 weeks here, and because you're not ready for that. Even if you get it, you're going to sit on it and don't know how to use it. So we don't necessarily start off with GSA schedules. So there's different things like that. Now, and the reason for GSA schedule is this here. The government must be your most favorite customer. They call it favorite nation. And so if you sell, if you have not established your pricing properly and you get your GSA schedule, that means your price is going to be too low and you're not going to be able to make any profit in the government market. So we don't recommend starting with GSA schedule. We recommend using other contracting vehicle, win some contract, build your pricing until you're comfortable with your pricing modules, your pricing margins, and then go after your GSA schedule. So so we can, you know, I have, and again, those are my own preference. You're welcome, because my goal is to help you build your dream. So when we're talking about GSA schedule, you say, hey, I absolutely want to do it. I'll help you with it. You know, that's what I'm here for. But I have different opinions in terms of what I have seen that will accelerate your process of winning contract faster. Instead of spending time doing your GSA schedule, I'll teach you how to be a subcontractor so that you can get to revenue faster. So there's different things that we're gonna cover.
Does that include simplify acquisitions as well?
Yes, we will cover, you know, micro purchases, simplify acquisitions, and many other different types of sole source contracting vehicles, other contracting methodologies as well.
Okay.
So we're going to teach you the 6 most important relationships that you need to have in the government market, and these are the 6 type of relationship you need to have. We're going to cover this in detail in the coming weeks. Today, I'm going to introduce you to it at a high level. But as a capture manager, you need to know 6 types of relationships. You need to have a relationship with the end user. You need to have a relationship with the contracting officer, with the small business specialist. You need to have a relationship with the SBLO, the prime. You need a relationship with other small businesses. And you got to build your contracting team or your capture team, proposal writer, cost estimators, legal team, compliance team. So these are 6 different type of partners that you will need and in relation that you will need. We're going to go to a lot more details of that. At the end, the goal is so that you can have a capture process that looks something like this here. And so that's the goal at the end.
Abraham, the you know, the capture team.
Yes.
How do we assimilate that team? Is that something we outsource? Is that something that we privately develop on our own? Is that something that you have access to, that as a team in place, or because we're part of the network, there's a team in place where we can pull everybody together and kind of discuss how we're going to work together and that kind of thing, and be able to delegate those tasks so we can ultimately capture the contract in a timely manner?
Yes, part of the program is we help you build your team. So for example, as we go through this here, one of the first team we're going to ask you to do is build your board of advisors and who you should consider on your board of advisor. And if you don't have those type of relationship, how you can go and build those relationships. Now you're going to need a proposal writer. So the first method is we're going to teach you how to write proposal. If you say, hey, you can teach me till the cows come home, but I'm not going to be a proposal writer. And some of you, you're in that boat. So if that's you, I would say, okay, I'm going to still teach you how to write proposals so you can know what to expect, but I'm going to introduce you to proposal writers, and I'm going to introduce you to some options of if you can't hire a proposal writer, how you can bootstrap the proposal process, and how you can win contract without having to write complex proposals. That's one of the video courses that we talked about.
Okay.
So we'll help you build your team. Now, we do have relationships with proposal writers. We do have relationships with attorneys. We do have relationships with other capture managers. We have relationship with insurance. You need cyber insurance. We have a relationship with cyber insurance company. HR. You know, at some point, you start to win some more complex project. You're going to need a real HR process in place. You're going to need some technical cybersecurity expert to help shore up your infrastructure. And so we have these relationships already. Where you have, go for it, do it. Where you don't have, we supplement those. We can make those introductions, connect you to those people.
Okay.
All right, any other questions about what it means to be a capture manager? So these are some of the things that, you know, you're going to be learning in these next 12 weeks here.
Abraham, over the next 12 weeks, is there a opportunity for us to identify opportunity and work on it live with our coach, or, you know, during the time period we're going through the program? If we see something that's, you know, that's out there in the market and we decide to say, hey, this fits my core competencies, could we actually bring that to class and start working on that and hopefully maybe get a win while we're in class?
Yes. So we will look at real life opportunities, and we can't do it for every single company, but we will do in the sessions that I lead, we will do like 2 or 3 together. And then with your coaches, you will do some your individual with your coaches as well. Ken is a trained proposal writer. Dan has, he's a great proposal writer. Brenna, she's becoming a better proposal writer. All of us, all of our coaches, we have different levels of proposal writing background. And we do it like, I hate technical writing. I love creative writing. So like I can write the persuasive part of the proposal, but the technical part, I do it because I have to do it. I don't enjoy that part. And some of you might be more creative writers, and you'll learn to be more technical. And like me, that's how I'm wired. And some of you are very technical in the big picture, the telling a story, to persuade the contracting officer to choose your company for that bid. That may not be who you are and how you're wired in terms of writing, your writing style. But we're going to teach you how to do those things there. All right, so we're getting close to the 2-hour mark here. So let me come back and summarize a few things. Let me go back to my agenda first to make sure that I've covered everything. All right, so we've covered the 5 Ps. We've covered the 12-step methodology. We've covered what is capture management. We've covered the software, how to do, what the software is about, all of this tool here. The last thing I want to do is right now we have the official students that's enrolled in this program here. We have Shalonda, we have Jason, we have Andrew, we have Sinitra, we have Stephanie, Willie, Bess, and Annette. If you are officially enrolled and you pay for the program and I don't have your name on here, it may be a mistake that our staff have made. So just let me know, email me. We'll make sure that you get added on here. If you are a member of GCA, this class here is free to you. You can attend this class free. The difference is you don't get the software. You don't get a coach. You don't get someone to hold you accountable. You don't get the tools and so forth. And so, because this is a $5,000 program, but we extend it to you as a member of GCA to attend for free, so that you can get the knowledge. If you want the tools and the accountability, the program, and the exam at the end of the program, feel free to enroll in the program. Right now, you can still enroll in the program. If you have a really tight budget and you say, Abe, I want to be the program, I just don't have all the money, because it's a $5,000 program. We have never turned away anybody from this program here. This program is designed to help micro and small business to become winners in the government space here. We will find a payment plan that will work for you. In fact, a few companies are in here, like the companies that can afford it, they just pay for it, and that's fine, because that's where they're at. And I understand that some of you are not there, and so if you need a payment plan, email me, and I promise you, we will find a payment plan that will be affordable for you, and that you can get into this series. And so we have never turned anyone away. If you want to be in this here and money is an obstacle, email me, Abe at govcontractors.org. Most of you have my email, or info@govcontractors.org, and we will find a payment plan to get you into this program here. It will be some of the best investment you have ever made in your life. It will change the course of your business, and you will be successful. 70% of the companies that go through a program are actively winning contracts or win contract at some point. We can't guarantee contract. No one can guarantee you a contract. I can't guarantee you a contract. It doesn't matter. Even if I come and write your proposal for you, I can't guarantee you a contract, because I don't have that kind of power. I don't have that kind of authority. There's only 2 people that can award you a contract: a contracting officer and God himself. And so outside of that, I don't have that kind of power. But I would do what I can within my power, within the coaches would do what they can to support you so that you can have the best chance of winning. All right, so let me talk about what's going to happen next. So this is our schedule for the next 14 weeks or so. today is the kickoff and the orientation. So we don't cover a lot of deep content today. This is just kind of getting everybody exposed to what we're going to do for the next 12 weeks. Our official class starts next week, which is class 1. You can kind of see the schedule here. September 7th, there is no class on this day here. And then October 2nd, this is Indigenous Day. Some people call it the guy that came on the Santa Maria. But for most of us, we call it the Indigenous Day. And so there is no class on this day here. There is on October 19th, we can resume, and then there's going to be a boot camp. So the boot camp is 2 days. It will be 2 days. It will be evening sessions from, I believe, 5 o'clock to 8 p.m. It's going to be 3 hours for 2 nights, Monday and a Tuesday night. So go ahead and clear your schedule, because now you know your calendar of what we're going to be doing for the next 12, 14, really total 14 weeks. Because if we include the practice exam and the graduation, so altogether, there's going to be about 14 sessions that we're going to be going through in these next few weeks together. Any question about the schedule here?
No, I like the schedule. The question I had was I was really excited about the micro contracts and about how we could write our own contracts, you know, to get positioned. And so I wanted to just kind of know where in the schedule is that going to happen, or is that something that, you know, we still can stay on track with the schedule, but like, how do I manage that question? You know what I mean? Like, how do I manage my expectation? Because there's a couple of things I want to do that I'm ready to do now, but I just want to manage my expectation moving through the class.
All right, so everybody's like you, Andrew. Hey, I just want to win some contract. You know, all of this here, come on, man. Hey, forget
I'm being honest. I'm being honest.
Yeah, I just want to win some contract. You know, tell me how to win a contract. And so let me calm you down a little bit, Andrew. I love your passion, so I'm glad you got passion.
Absolutely.
This methodology has proven to be successful over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
So you're welcome to bounce around, do many different things. I'm not going to hold you back, because my goal is to help you fulfill your dreams. So as your coach, I want you to be successful.
Yeah.
But this is designed in a very methodical approach, a very structured process.
Okay.
And so every week we get together. And so if we go down to the homework down here, like week 1, we're going to cover certain things. Week 2, we're going to cover rows 1 through 163. Okay. And so if you want to go to row 164 and further, you're welcome to do it. I'm not going to slow you down. If you want to do micro purchases, all you have to do is at the very top right here, you put in here micro purchases and hit search. And in here, you're going to see the different places where I talk about micro purchases.
Okay.
And so almost every important thing you need to know about government contract, it's in the Gov Fast Track software.
Okay.
So it's there. So, but I may not do it in your timeline. And part of that is I take a very methodical approach, because this process here has proven to be successful over and over again. And there's some things that you know, but you don't know in the order that's going to set you up to be most successful long term.
Absolutely.
So yes, be aggressive. I love it that you're passionate, you're aggressive, you want to win contract. And I want to support all of you, you know, those of you who like, hey, you know, why do I need a capability statement? I just want to do a micro purchase. You don't need a capability statement to win a micro purchase. So yes, you can skip to micro purchases and not do a capability statement. But what happens when you do need a capability statement and we didn't cut, and you missed that part there?
Absolutely.
So it's structured for a reason. But again, you're welcome. You know, I can be flexible, and you're welcome to be as aggressive as you need to be.
Okay. The other question I had was I was actually just coming in town from another conference, but I missed out on the the links for the government fast track and all the links for how to get those and everything? Is that coming in a separate email? Because I actually got about 100 emails from you. I don't know if I got a virus or something. Like 100 emails. You know, I was like, I'm trying to find the class. So
yeah, we're trying to get you ready for tonight.
Okay.
So the last thing I want to cover is what a little bit what you asked there, Andrew.
Great.
So we do keep track of scores.
Okay.
So all of you who's officially enrolled in the program, we're going to put you into probably 2 different teams.
Okay.
And then you're going to have a team lead. Every week when we get together, we're going to keep scores.
Okay.
Why? Because we're teaching you the principles of competitive bidding, right? So if you show up and you didn't do your homework, guess what? You're not going to get any points. If you show up late, you're not going to get the bonus points. We reward you for coming early. If you're 5 minutes early, you get bonus points. If you come on time, you don't get any bonus points. If you come late, you get to sing. We make you a superstar. So like today, Andrew, if this was the official class, you didn't know the rules, so you came late today. Starting next week, everybody that comes late that's in the program, you get to sing. And I call it being a superstar. When you come late to anything, you walk in, everybody looks at you, oh, who just came in? That means you want attention. So we're going to give you the attention so you get to sing.
All right. Well, I'll honor you with a signature song then, just to kick the class off with a little inspiration and motivation. This is a little tune from Anita Baker. Giving you the best that I got.
All right. Yeah, so
Annette, you like that song right there? I had to just take you on a quick little special. That wasn't a long version, this quick special.
All right, yeah. Hey, I expect the full song one day. So, yeah, but we have a little fun because if you let's assume you spent 3 weeks writing a proposal and you submit it 1 minute late, guess what happens?
You're not getting it.
They don't count it.
Yeah.
1 minute late, and I have been a part of a few proposal team that submitted 1 minute late, and we spent months and months preparing. And it was submitted a few minutes late, and they don't count it. So we train you these things, not because we want to manage, who shows up. I could care less, right? I want you to be successful. But doing this here teaches you with the mindset. And so there's a methodology for almost everything we do. We do it because there's a reason behind it. And you see, I mentioned about Sheena earlier, right? Sheena won 5 contracts while she was in the program. Well, if you look at her score, they graduated as like top of the class. So they took this program here seriously. They score 47-21 out of the program here. So all of you come every week. There's homework from the LMS. You should do that. There's homework from the Gov Fast Track. You want to do that. If you participate in class, you get bonus points. If you come early, you get bonuses. So there's going to be a lot of different things that earns you bonus points. And what you win, I'm going to tell you what you win next week, so that you guys will come back next week. One is there's a prize, there's a purse, a prize money that you will win, and also you get something really nice at the end of the program. So come for that. So we're going to wrap up here. We're a few minutes over, but I want to see if there's any last minute questions. And then coaches, if you have any comments, anything you want to add. Then next week, when we get together next week, we're going to assign teams. This week, we're not going to assign team because we still have a few companies that's coming in that's going to join the official program, that's going to enroll and come up with a payment plan for them to enroll. So if you're still interested in the program, you haven't enrolled yet, it's not too late, enroll. Go to this site here, capturemanagement.org, and come in here. Even though the date says the 20th, you have all the way to the 27th of next week to enroll in this program here. If you need a payment plan, let me know. We can actually help you set up a payment plan. All right, so comments from the coaches, and then and then we'll open up for questions.
So yes, this is Dan. So one of the key pieces of making you successful for all this is that we have midweek coaches sessions where we answer all your questions, and you'd be surprised. You're going along working some stuff, your question turns out to be the same as anybody else's, but we want to meet midweek between the weekly classes. So when we meet next week, one of the outcomes of next week is for us to agree on a common time when we can have those midweek coaching sessions. Based on a Tuesday session like this, we likely would suggest that the best time and timing is probably a Thursday. And so we'll be wanting, if that's agreeable, ends up being agreeable, because that's enough time for you to have looked at the stuff that you talked about in class, to have questions, and then however those questions go, there's enough time to get it all done before the class meets the following Tuesday. And I don't know about you all, but I'm not really interested in meeting on Friday nights. But we'll work on that. We'll work on that next week.
Yes. So it's just to kind of piggyback and highlight what Dan just said. We have Tuesday night, 6 or 8 p.m. Eastern time. Every Tuesday, based upon that schedule, there will be a few Tuesdays that we don't meet. And then we will have meetings with your coaches, and that's between you and your coaches. Next week, when we split up into teams, you and your coaches will say, hey, we're going to meet during this time here, and that's when you guys are going to meet. And be as flexible as you can. The only reason why you say no, that won't work is not because you just don't want to make it work, is because you have to pick up your kids at school or something like that, and so. But we'll work out those details next week. Any other comments from the coaches?
Biggest comment I have is just don't be afraid to reach out to your coach. Just like Dan mentioned, we have these sessions, for a reason, to help everybody. And by reaching out to your coach, you can call basically anytime, any of the 3 of us or 4 of us, that'll be the coaches, to follow up and answer questions. And don't be afraid if it's something that you don't comprehend or a process, that we may be able to set up a one-on-one with you as well.
And the other thing I have to say as a coach is it's kind of like extended office hours, because we are on the West Coast and most of you are on the East Coast or middle time zone. Your 11 o'clock is 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock here. So it kind of gives you a little extended office hours in that sense. But that doesn't mean I still haven't heard from people at 11 o'clock my time. So I know they're burning that midnight oil to get their homework done. But just know that we're also a little bit behind you guys on the time, which means that enables you to reach out to us at an even later hour. However, also understand that means don't reach out to us at 5 a.m. your time, because that's 2 a.m. our time. Sorry,
yes.
I'm booting my printer so you can hear that in the background. My apologies.
Yes, so there is a benefit of your coaches being on Pacific time, because most of you will be trying to submit a proposal late at night, and you say, hey, how do I do this here? And chances are they're still available. So that's actually very good. All right, questions from Eric. One last round of questions before we wrap up here. Any other questions about the program? So any questions? Bess, we can't hear you.
Yeah, what's our homework? What's our homework?
Okay, so yes. So your homework is very easy this week here. Your homework is, I want you to read the 12 steps to winning government contracts. And look for an email from me. There's going to be a few emails that's going to come from me between now and tomorrow. One email is going to list all the key things that you need to pay attention to in the coming days and months. So it's going to be a big, long email that's going to have about 8 or 9 different bullet points, and you're going to look through that in terms of how to log into the LMS, how to log into GovFastTrack, how to set up your video course. It's going to have all of that in one email that's going to come to you. In that email will also be the ebook, how to win government contract, or 12 steps to win a government contract. That ebook there it's a very simple read. It's going to be about 2 to 3 hour read. You can kind of read it in one sitting if you want to. but it prepares you for this program because all of the 12-step methodology, the 5 Ps, the things that you will be learning in the 12 weeks is summarized in the ebook there. And so that's why the ebook is your first homework for this week here before we actually get started for next week. So you will receive that ebook and read that there. All right, any other questions?
Lastly, me and my wife will be taking the class with me. So we on a dual certification as well.
Hi.
Oh, that's Abraham. Say hi to Abraham. That's Abraham right there. How do we manage expectation as a team going forward?
So with your enrollment, you get one person designated to do the exam to become a certified capture manager. So between you and your wife, you can choose who that is.
Okay.
If both of you want to get certified, then one person will just pay for the exam and the tools.
Okay.
And just shoot me an email. If you decide both of you, just tell we can work out those details.
Okay, no problem at all. No, I was just saying, just how do we go? You know, I love you and Vi and how y'all team work together. So I want to try to mirror that success you got going on over there at your house. So we're just working together in terms of just taking a little time doing it, you know, back and forth and that kind of thing. Just us. What's one of the secrets you and your wife shared that made you guys successful? How can I glean from that?
Yeah, my secret number one, she's the boss. I just show up to do the work.
I'm taking notes.
No, yeah, I think she's amazing. She does so many different things so that GCA can grow and that I can get to do. Like she takes care of our kids, she homeschools our kids, she supports me in the business. She does my laundry, she irons my clothes. In all the years, we celebrate 19 years.
Wow.
I probably have ironed my clothes 3 times in my life. And I say that with chills in my hand in terms of how much my wife loves me and serves me, not because I want her to be a personal servant, but she does it so that I can do what I get to do with all of you. Because I'm training, I'm in classes, I'm doing so many different things. She does all these things behind the scenes, and she's an unsung hero to all of you. And you don't know that, but she is the reason why I get to do what I do. The kids, my kids are amazing. My wife and I have not washed dishes probably in about 2-3 years. Unless we just want to encourage them by washing dishes, but they create their own schedule. They do all of that. But so my kids are unsung heroes. They do the things behind the scenes so that I can do what I do with you guys. And so they make personal sacrifices so that GCA can be here, so that all of you can get the best of me, so that you can have the best chance of being successful in the government market.
We're honored. Honored. Thank you so much for that testimony. Appreciate it.
All right. So with that said, look for some emails from me. If you have questions, if you still want to enroll in the program, shoot me an email. We'll work out a payment plan for you. For all of you who's here with us and you're not in the program, come back and learn, because that's what this class is for. You don't have to pay for this class if you're a member of GCA. The class itself is free. The tools, the coaching, the support, there is a fee to that. But this here is for you. If you're not a member yet, become a member. It's $4.99 for the year. And you don't have to pay, because non-members pay $50 every week to come to these classes. So join. It's going to be the best investment you make. So with that, I have a saying. Let me share with you guys. So you are one contract away from your dreams, from your next fishing trip, from a college tuition for your kids. You're one contract away from your next car, from being a multimillionaire. That's what this is all about. The only companies that don't succeed are those that quit and never get started. So for all of you that's in this program, that's attending these classes here, congratulations for making that commitment to you, to your own business. And until next time, I will see you guys very shortly.
Hey, I got one question. Does the program include the membership? If we enroll in the course, does that also include
Yes.
membership to GCA?
If you enroll, it does come with 1-year membership. Yes.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
All right, folks. Have a good one, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Abe.
Nice to meet you all. Look forward to seeing you all next week.
Sure, absolutely. Look forward to it. See.
Have a good one, guys. Good night.
See you next week.
Hey, Ken, Dan, and Brandon, can you guys stay on for
Night.